Good evening. My name is Keegan Hessler, and today I'll be doing my current event speech on youth sports and the cost in the industry. So, just to give you some background, this industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and some background is about 60 million children play sports in the U.S. every year, and annually that costs the family about $1,000 per year just on that main sport for the child. So that's not counting any other off-season sports that they like to play. It's counting their main sport. And this takes in for mainly just the average costs for the sport itself. This doesn't involve travel, hotels, food, um, the parking passes that cost when you go to tournaments are anywhere from $20 to $50 just to park for that tournament for the weekend. And then also the ticket prices for the parents to go watch, which is as well probably $20 to $50. To enter a tournament, each team costs anywhere from $100 to a couple $1,000. Um, and so these prices are continuing to raise throughout youth sports. Basically, my parents were kids, they played recreational sports, and recreational sports has been on a decline ever since because kids want to play at the highest level, and the highest level is not recreational sports because the competition isn't as good. So that's why kids are leaning on travel sports. In a recent podcast that I listened to, Alex Rodriguez was talking about how he would never be able to make it to the MLB because his family wouldn't have been able to afford it now. So that kind of goes to show how many kids aren't able to make it to that level because due to prices. Unfortunately, there's not really a big solution to this because all kids want to play at the highest level and they're continuing to pay the most money to play at these levels. And one sport in particular is baseball. That is, the cost is ridiculous. It is not anywhere affordable for average kids. Only basically the privileged kids are able to play the sport and play to the level they want to play it. And at the same time, there's no guarantee for the kid for his future. So if he wants to do something with it in the future, there's no guarantee that he makes it to the highest level he wants to play at, or she. Um, so the New York Times talked about all the price costs and taking into account how much it costs for each kid, and it's about $1,000 for each year. And that's not, some kids are more than others. You got kids playing anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 per year to play their sports. And then Steve Nash also talked about kids playing sports in the neighborhood because the travel sports is prioritized the time and costs. You don't see many kids playing in the neighborhood, and kids playing in the neighborhood are the cheaper ways to play. But now because travel sports are prioritized, you have to spend so much money, and you won't see kids in the neighborhood playing. And then AP News is based out of Canada, and they were talking about the average cost to play hockey, which is about over $4,000 per child just to play from anywhere from 13 to 16-year-olds. And so that just shows you how much it costs just per year to play for these kids. And then you got to take in different positions, cost different prices. Goalies have $2,000 worth of equipment. And then for baseball, you have catchers who have over $1,000 in equipment. And that's just catchers. That's not including any other positions they play or any other gloves they need. So I think that is a current event just based off mainly in the United States as well as other areas. But I think the United States is probably the worst in it. So if kids aren't able to afford that certain sport, then they're not really able to play it as much as other kids are. So I think that is a ongoing current event, and that'll probably be an ongoing current event for quite a while. So thank you.